Hey, it's Empress Rose here, and welcome to our collective reading. So, as I'm getting started, I am looking at my scrying ball, and there's a woman in the scrying ball. It seems like it's from like the 1800s, maybe. It doesn't have to be, though. Her hair's done up. She's very intently watching something. I think she maybe has a little bit of a fur collar on her coat. Maybe it's from the 20s, I don't know. But, and she's like watching something. I can't tell if it's a lecture or if it's a play or an opera, but she's very intently watching something. It does seem to be in the past. So there's something of historical importance, either personally or generally here, and it does seem to be the focus of attention, and there's an attempt to learn from something or just being absorbed by it, really just being very absorbed by something that's out, a performance or a sight or something like that. But she's sitting down, so there we go. Maybe that'll be an important message for somebody. And then there's also something of a continuous line. Yeah, that's all I have there. So we're going to start with botanical inspirations. Got some morning light coming in here. It's beautiful, but also not my favorite light. All right. Daffodil, very springtime flower here. Rebirth and new beginnings. New beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. Lao Tzu. That's really fascinating. Sort of the Kali energy, or the Shiva destroyer and creator. Rebirth and new beginnings. So, and I love that this is the daffodil because that's a bulb, that's a perennial. It comes back year after year. So a renewal. A very spring-like flower. Actually, daffodil is probably my favorite flower. I mean, not to have in my house, but just the shape of it. And is that an Emerson poem, a Wordsworth poem about the holy host of golden daffodils that he remembers fondly? Oh, that could really relate to here. He talks about some adventure where he saw this whole field of daffodils, and now when he's sick in bed or whatever, he has this really amazing memory to look back on and re-enjoy over and over again. So asters, elegance and patience. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Another Lao Tzu quote, which is kind of funny. I think these are the only two in the deck. So asters, these seem to be very related, although they're different times of year. But being patient for a new beginning, being patient while you wait for something to unfold and happen, something new in your life happening, yes, but you're going to have to be a little patient for it. And maybe that's a little bit of what this woman is doing here. Is she's definitely sitting. She's not speaking. She's not doing anything. She is sitting, either receiving a message or just waiting. Perhaps she's waiting. But having patience with a rebirth or a new beginning. And then we have morning glory, which is fun because I don't ever do these in the morning, but I am today. So morning glory, affection and determination. The morning glory which blooms for a day differs not at heart from the giant pine that lives for 1,000 years. That's Alan Watts. Affection and determination with morning glory. I mean, they're just about impossible to get rid of once they take hold in your yard. And they cling, they climb. Affection and determination. Yeah, so being patient, determined with a new beginning, moving slowly towards something, not expecting it to unfold in an afternoon or happen tomorrow. I mean, maybe, but still being determined, being patient and determined. So I guess impatience can sometimes be associated with giving up as well. So, I know I've done that with things I actually really wanted to do at some point in my life. I was like, oh, it's just not happening fast enough. I quit. So, only to take it up later and be like, okay, yeah, it doesn't happen fast, does it? Okay. All right, meditate and contemplate new moon in Pisces. And I have to say that sort of the vibe on the table here right now is very meditative. I feel very calm. I mean, I usually feel pretty calm doing these, but it's just an unusual level for this. So meditate and contemplate, surrendering to your feelings. There's a soulmate energy, but there's also a heart and mind coming together here. Heart and mind being in agreement. And I think that's what's interesting too, thinking about this woman at this play, or whatever she's watching. Perhaps she's waiting, but she's very intent. But the thing is, meditate and contemplate, like with like art forms, like plays and films, like our mind is working a lot, but also our heart's working at the same time, like feeling with the characters, trying to figure out the plot. It's kind of these nice, a really well done play or film is just a beautiful combination of the heart and mind working together, enjoying a story. So yeah, and then being really thoughtful. I mean, like we have this rebirth, but we have this patience and determination. And it kind of seems like if we're going to take all these together, it seems like maybe it's a time to really think something through, to really imagine about it, feel about it, think about it, maybe commit to something. And then we have, and so it's new moon energy too, which is very, we don't know what's going to happen. We're not quite sure. It's not, there's just such a restful energy here. And I think we do actually have tomorrow, or today when you're watching this, is the new moon in Pisces. I'm so glad I remembered that. It's the new moon in Pisces. It turns to Aries pretty quickly, but it's the new moon in Pisces. So Sunday, tomorrow. And it was very important for me to get this to you guys tomorrow. I know sometimes I'm a little, they come when they come, but I felt really that I wanted to get up a little earlier today and make sure I got this to you by tomorrow. So maybe there is something really important about the timing of this video for whenever you get it, whenever you find it. But for those that are watching tomorrow specifically, there could be something about the day itself. And it's time to release negativity, full moon in Scorpio. So this is beautiful. You don't need to be very defensive. Do not be negative about whatever new thing is coming. You can leave your negativity at your door, or not negativity. Your expectations of failure, your expectations of rejection, your expectations of, and these are well-founded expectations, because at this point we've all experienced some level of rejection and failure in our life in whatever manner, in whatever area or whatever. But we don't need to keep holding on to that. I think one of the tricks of life is to continually learn the lessons, but also you're learning the lessons, but you're not holding on to the negativity or the what caused you to learn the lessons and the feelings that caused you to learn the lessons. So you can learn without becoming cynical or so learning your lessons, but keeping a positive attitude. And it's just, full moon in Scorpio is just like, oh, you see now, you don't need to be that defensive. You don't need to be overly protective of something. You don't need to live in fear. And then 3 more here. White buffalo woman. So we're talking about, this deck in particular likes to highlight spiritual practices. But there's also like a peace offering here. There's also needs being met in abundance. There's a sense of abundance with this card. A deep connection to the earth, spirituality. Oh my gosh, wait. This is really cool. Okay. All these three together, they are all a harmonious situation here. We have the light. The light's coming down. I think we've actually gotten this card fairly recently too. As something being illuminated, being able to see something. I love it with this morning glory because there's a sense of this morning light coming in and being able to see something very clearly. And then we go from a new moon to a full moon here in the Moonology cards. So yeah, and we can see something very clearly too. Like hopefully YouTube should be fine with that. So seeing something very clearly, like I want to say the naked truth or the something coming to light, and this rebirth, new beginning. There's just something about dawn here. There's something about dawn, and yeah, there's something about the dawn, or you know, that concept of after this darkness, this light comes back, and there's something about sunrise, or something about this light coming into your life, this realization, epiphanies, communication that is making something very clear. I'm almost hearing like the angels singing, and there's light, and there's you know, there's like a little like, I see. And then we have these two, the rabbit and the fox and white buffalo woman. Both of these are, this is so cool that these came out together. And I don't think this is the first time. I think they've done it months, maybe years before. But they're both about goddesses that came down from the heavens to earth, right? Goddesses coming down. This is what this feels like to me, receiving this sort of goddess energy, this light, these light beings coming down to earth and having these very earthly experiences. So with white buffalo, we have the goddess coming to earth, and she immediately experiences the need for discernment. There are two men that see her, and one has bad things in mind and the other one has good things in mind. The one with bad things in mind is destroyed, and the one with the good things in mind brings her back to his village. He recognizes immediately who she is and what she is, and what to do with her, which is to learn from her, which is to receive her blessings. In a way, I think this is also receiving this light, receiving this light energy. So receiving blessings. So we have this goddess coming to earth to teach, but does have a challenge almost immediately. But it's not much of a challenge for her. She can see straight through the whole situation. But there is a sense of discernment here. Again, we have the rabbit and the fox here. We have the moon goddess coming down to earth here. And coming into a bodily form to experience what it is to be a human in bodily form. Immediately struggles to put food on the table, or I don't think she has a table in this. I think she just has a tummy. Immediately struggles to put food in her belly. And so the animals of the forest recognizing that in both of these, there's a sense of needing to recognize maybe an opportunity, maybe a person, maybe something coming in, recognizing her, and then the animals of the forest come together to feed her and care for her in her challenging time here on Earth, because our time here on Earth is literally very challenging. It's a challenging place to be. So so the fox, the rabbit ends up, I forget what the fox brings, but the rabbit brings some sticks and says, make a fire and roast me over the fire so that you can live. It's a little boundaryless sacrificial, but still there's a sense of giving of your energy, giving of your life force. And her being the moon goddess puts the rabbit up in the moon. Oh, this is the moon here. On the backs of these cards is the moon done in one continuous line. Like, I don't know if you can see it, but it's one continuous line. Anyway, and so there's the image of the rabbit in the moon. Where's the rabbit? I don't know if we can see the rabbit in this moon, but most cultures have the rabbit in the moon. We, of course, have a man crying and screaming in the moon, but most cultures have a rabbit in the moon. So this is one of those stories about how the rabbit got to the moon, was by sacrificing itself for the moon goddess. So both of these are about goddesses that came down to earth. And then we have the light coming down to earth. This is very cool. I really love it. Yeah, just that energy and something coming into your life, needing to have some discernment and maybe needing to make some sacrifices for it. So hold on. All right, now let's get into the tarot here. One last shuffle of these cards. Maybe it's an idea you're having, some sort of insight that seems to be almost from divine sources. All right, from the bottom of the deck, Two of Swords. Wow, what a gear shift this is. Intuiting something but not taking action on it, blocking something. Again, it's that denial card we got fairly recently. Actually, this, I can't show you my scrying ball because I know that I'm the only person seeing this in my scrying ball, but this is the girl in my scrying ball. Without the swords, there she is. That's almost exactly what I'm seeing. Same head tilt, same intensity. Look, it's so wild. This is pretty much it. So anyway, looking at something very intensely, but not moving towards it. Again, that's in line though with this meditate and contemplate. And, you know, not moving towards it, sort of, but this one, she sees, she seems to be fully aware, but there's no movement, and maybe protective and defensive too. Look at this with the Scorpio here and this time to release negativity. This is something that maybe has been blocked, or maybe you've blocked through your own pessimism and negativity, which your pessimism is well earned. Okay, look at these two goddesses. They had some well-earned pessimism, you know, if they wanted to go that route. They didn't, but if they wanted to, it would have been fully justified. Yeah, it's time to release negativity, and that's what I'm seeing here. It's time to release your own inner blockage, your own pessimism about a situation. Just with this Scorpio card here, this looks very much like that. We have it blocked, we have but she sees. This one you see, and maybe that's the difference between the two readings, is that you see it much more clearly. You see something now, and it's very clear, and it's intuitive, and you are staring at it, but there's no movement. It's really interesting. Okay, past, present, inner landscape. What's at issue? Environment, to-do list, possible outcome. This moon is going to follow us through this whole oh my gosh, this is really cool. There's some really cool stuff here. I don't know. I was all peaceful, chill, and now I'm like, woo, get out the tarot. This is exciting. And well, I think the goddesses and the light coming in were just like this burst of energy for me. And it's just so cool that those cards all came out together. All right. In the recent past, we have King of Coins. This could be regarding an actual father. This can be regarding a boss. This can be regarding a man in your life. For some reason, we say the kings and queens, gender doesn't matter. But King of Coins, to me, is very much someone who is identifying as a male, masculine. So just because the King of Coins, the coins are so physical and so real. And so it just seems like this is a man from your past, or in your past, or not in your past and not currently in your present. Could also be in your present, but this is a man you know, basically. This man you know. They might be very wealthy. They might have planned things out. They might have had a long career. They might have had, this King of Coins is not very working class, although oftentimes the King of Coins is. Investments have been made. This King of Coins has invested. This King of Coins is also pruned, also knows what to invest time in and what not to invest time in, and is very judicious about that, really thinks about that. what they don't want as well as what they do want. So they have quite a bit stored up here. This person is serious. Like they're not, yeah, this is a serious king. And maybe quiet. I want to say they might be a little bit of a quiet king too. They might not be, they're not out here blathering or telling everybody about their plans or how much money they have or how expensive their car is or how much they pay their ex-wife in alimony. All the different things that the king of coins or someone that wants to look like a king of coins. Anyway, so 3 of Cups. So this is our current situation. There's a party. Perhaps this man has brought you to a party. Perhaps you're at a gathering. Could just be a nice gathering of friends. There's friends. This man could be a friend of yours. This man could be someone that you met at a party. You could just be friends. You could be friends with this man, or anyway. 3 of Cups is a celebration. I usually think of it as maybe not a big party, but like a couple of friends or a couple of family, or there's some sort of, if this King of Coins is your father, you're visiting with them, or perhaps you're just, anyway, he's watching this party. He's at the party. He's looking at everybody enjoying themselves and having fun. There's music, there's drinking. 3 of Cups is friendship. So this could be a man that you're just friends with, or just is just kind of a weird thing, because friendship is so valuable and so important in our lives, that the idea that it's somehow, I mean, it is in some ways less than a romantic relationship, but in other ways it's not less than a romantic relationship. So this could be someone that you're friends with. Yeah, this man could be a friend of yours, or you're at a party. Your hopes, your fears, your inner landscape. Page of Wands, looking to be inspired, looking for a miracle, hoping for a miracle. You are perhaps the younger one. This has child vibes, Page. And Wands, very discovering something. So you'd like to discover something. You're thinking about something you have discovered. Page of Wands could also be someone who's new to something. You're new to something, but we have this person with quite a bit of experience. So you may have a friend with a lot of experience in something, but you're quite new to it. And Page of Wands can be, creativity, spirituality, sexuality. You could be a newbie to something, but you're feeling excited about something. There's someone here with a lot more experience. It could be a friend. And maybe you're excited about a new creative project or something like that. Page of Wands is giving me like these dawning vibes, the dawn vibes from over here. On the over here, the part of the video you can't see all the oracle cards. So it's got that sort of dawning and that inspiration idea and that light. So maybe you're feeling inspired, but you're new to something. It's a whole new idea to you, a whole new world to you. You're not the expert. You're a very inspired, excited student. Or you will be becoming that. Or that's what you want. What's at issue here is 3 of Swords in reverse. This is a beautiful card in reverse. It's healing from a wound. There is a wound. There is hurt. There are hurt feelings, but there's the healing from the hurt. So far, there's such beautiful energy up at the top, like abundant, hopeful community energy up at the top here. And then this 3 of Swords is it's all very healing. But the healing process isn't simple. So that could be what's at issue, is that you're getting over things, you're healing from things, from some wounds, and it's not very simple at all. It's not easy, it's not simple. There may be some bumps along the road. The healing process can be very complex. You can have to go back for a second surgery, a third surgery. You might have to be fitted for something, and then it takes you a while to adjust to the prosthetic or whatever. Like it's not like, and then we heal. It's all over the map, and you may have to go back, and they may have to cut you open again, and then take out the sponge they left, and now you can heal. And then emotionally, it's the same thing too. It's not like the emotions are working really differently. There's like, wow, that's a wound. Oh, I need to kind of open that up again, relook at that, heal it, take, whatever sponge got left in there. I don't know why I'm obsessed with that right now, but this, whatever got left in there, and take that out. Oh, okay, there was a foreign object in there. Now we got it out. Let's keep going. So you are healing, but there could be some bumps in the road here. So, and then also this is reminding me of, it's time to release negativity, and sort of what, we were talking about that well-earned cynicism. And we think it's going to protect us. We think that cynicism is going to keep us safe from disappointment. But it just keeps us tied into the place of wounding, almost like the wounding continuously is happening. But the whole point of healing is to have the new life and the renewal. That's the whole point of going on a healing journey, is to release that, so that we don't stay as if like it's still the day after all of this happened. We need to allow our minds to heal, and allow ourselves to move forward, allow ourselves to open up to new things, allow ourselves to be renewed after a wounding and after a situation. And I know that the cynicism just seems to make so much sense. It's so logical, but it's not in the big picture. So it almost feels like there's hope coming in here. There's hope, and it might feel really weird to let go of cynicism, because cynicism just masks itself as being smart, intelligent, having foresight, really seeing all the bad things that could happen, and learning from experience is what it masks itself as. But real life needs us to let go of that a little bit. Like, we don't need to repeat the same mistakes. Obviously, you don't want to go through something and not get the lesson out of it and not learn from it. But you also don't want to go through something and have it just buckle you down and keep you in that hurt, wounded place forever, So, and that's what I'm seeing with this meditate and contemplate, is the heart and the mind just, the mind, you do want to be smart. There's a balance there. There's a combo of the brain figuring life out and figuring out what's going to work for you and what's not going to work for you. But the heart needs hope, needs sunshine, needs a dawn to come in and bring it to life. And so I feel like this Three of Swords is definitely releasing the negativity in the healing process, and making sure that you're allowing the dawn and the rebirth, and allowing yourself to get excited about something, rather than, just oh, how is this gonna end? Oh yeah, this is awful. So allowing yourself to be excited about things, and enthusiasm and hope, and that's not dumb, that's not stupid. It's exactly what needs to happen. So there's these cycles of learning things and gaining knowledge from, negative experiences or experiences we didn't particularly enjoy, and gaining from that. But then it does have to cycle around into hope again. You can't just stay at the bottom of the circle and sit there and just in lesson learning mode. You have to allow the natural cycle to continue you on the upswing into hope and joy, and there'll be new lessons to learn, that's guaranteed. But to not allow the good stuff, we're gonna, I think we talked on this last week, we're gonna experience the bad stuff. let's also allow ourselves to experience the good stuff. So last week was specifically about bodies, and this week I'm seeing body and soul. That healing process needs to, part of that is allowing the upswing and allowing the hope. Otherwise, why go through the whole healing process and the learning process if you're just going to stay in a negative space? So in your external, this is such an internal card for the external, is the moon card, but we have the moon here. We have the rabbit and the fox, which is the moon goddess. So maybe you have a moon goddess in your midst, but the moon card in the external is that there's a lot you don't know about something. It's what we can see, what we can't see, what we can control, what we can't control. There is, and this seems to relate to these lessons, and we can't control other people's behavior. We can't control where things are going. We can't control necessarily how things end up. We can control ourselves, and just barely some of the time. And that's pretty much all we can control. The idea that we could control anything outside of ourselves is kind of hilarious when we can barely control ourselves. So it's just about what can be known, what can't be known, what can be tamed, what can't. And there's a lot. There's stuff you can know right now, but then there's a lot that just isn't knowable. And it's not going to show up in the tarot either because it's just not known. There's free will. There's decisions people are making, other people are doing that are going to affect you and have an effect on your life. But it's just a lot unknown. And we come to tarot to prepare ourselves for the future, to understand what could possibly be coming, to prepare ourselves, hopefully not with cynicism and with negativity, but, preparing ourselves. It's interesting too, because we all know there's suffering ahead of us. That's going to be a given. There's no like plateau we reach and then here we are in permanent, easy happiness for the rest of it. So we do know that. We'd like to maybe be a little prepared for what it could possibly be. What do I need to know? How should I approach the situation? But this is saying there's just a lot of unknowns, and there might even be rumors, assumptions being made by other people, because these other people also don't know. So they may be feeling like they know stuff and they don't know. So there could be, with the moon, I'm hearing rumors and assumptions that other people are making. And I don't think you can go around correcting all of those. So you're just going to have to let people be wrong or let people live in their illusions and all of that. So that's just going to have to be a given. But the moon card here, and then we have the sun card. Look, the lake card, it's the same thing. It's so cool. So the dawn that we've been talking about, this dawning, it's you. You're happy, knowable. I think there's like a sense of release into the light, releasing into, it almost seems like dying. Not that you're going to die, but that's not what we're doing here in this tarot reading or any of my tarot readings. So there's this light, and you are being the light. You are being this honest, happy. Just allow yourself to happy, right? It's time to release negativity. And once we take the brakes off of that happiness, once the darkness recedes, we're happy. We are very happy. So if something good happens in this healing, allow yourself to be happy. Allow yourself to be hopeful. Allow yourself to see, especially the things that you weren't seeing before, but allow yourself to, childlike happiness is what I'm seeing here, with some sort of new beginning or rebirth of something. The light is returning, you are healing. Release the negativity, allow the darkness to stay in the dark. Don't take the night with you into the day. Don't take the winter with you into the spring. Like, put your hat and gloves away. You don't need them for now. It's springtime here in our hearts, in our lives. In this reading, there is a strong spring vibe. And so you can put that parka, those snow boots. I don't know if you actually can do that, but don't wear your snow boots in the summer is basically where we're going here. You're going to have some summertime, some springtime, some summertime. Don't wear the snow boots in the summertime. If you're going to go to the beach, don't wear your snow boots. And that's what I'm seeing here with this healing and this releasing negativity, releasing the winter, putting it in the closet. Yeah, winter's going to come back again. That's the cycles we live with, right? That's what happens here. Winter comes back. So we're not throwing out our snow boots. We're just storing them in a safe location until we need them. And we're going to go to the beach in some sandals. Okay. We're taking sandals to the beach. So that's what I'm seeing here is you're going to the beach and you're going to take some sandals. Don't take your snow boots to the beach psychologically or whatever. Allow spring and summer to happen and enjoy them. All right. Possible outcome. 6 of Coins, reciprocation, fairness. It's a small justice card. It's the justice with the lowercase j card. Karma, getting back what you put into something, gifts, generosity, but it's all in a larger cosmic level. So whatever generosity you have given out, whatever positivity you've given out coming back to you. So you've been in this positive energy you can expect at some point in your life. And having that expectation is very important, and looking for it and seeing it. So gifts, generosity, reciprocation, and I think this has to do with your happiness. And this happiness can be like some sort of unconditional love of life as well, and just knowing that it's going to come back around. So the 6 of Coins is just beautiful. Gifts, happiness, reciprocation, balance restored to the universe for a moment, for a time. I got very excited about this reading. Okay. I gotta hurry up here with these because I only have a couple minutes left on my phone for recording. So we're gonna take this card and we're gonna take this card. Okay. Oh, neither one of these are fabulous. Okay, so and a gear shift again here. We have Giraffe Spirit. See the big picture. So, and I see that with the 6 of Coins. The overall cosmic big picture. Don't get hung up on details. I mean, sometimes we have to read the details and take care of the details, but this is really cool. Seeing the big picture, getting a big overview. Giraffes are so like unlikely creatures. Like, how did that even evolve? You know, and watching a giraffe drink is very strange. Like, I think it would have just been better if this animal had like a straw in their foot or something more. I think the elephant trunk would have gone really well with a giraffe personally. Give him a straw or some way to get down there. So seeing the big picture though, getting the overview, seeing, and I see that with this meditate and contemplate is getting the big picture of something. Yeah, realizing that there are different perspectives, and that today isn't the only day, and what happens in one day isn't the whole situation, isn't the whole thing. So, and then we have Armadillo Spirit, set healthy boundaries. So in all of this exuberance and this openness and this happiness that you are allowing to come into your life, also set some healthy boundaries, right? And this 2 of Swords can be about that too, needing to have some healthy boundaries. You see something, you know something, but have some healthy boundaries about it. And not allowing other people. Well, we talked about boundaries with this one. We have the rabbit having some questionable boundaries. We have White Buffalo Woman, though, having some great boundaries, like no to you, yes to you. Very clear split-second decision here. So not letting people take advantage of you. But also, so I think with these, you know, what goes around comes around with this happiness thing. What I'm seeing here is like, yeah, but with good boundaries. Like, don't forget the boundary aspect of being happiness, of generosity, of sharing, of, you know, even with this honesty that can come in with the Sun card. So not forgetting those. I think that's an important little end note here. Yeah. And don't forget about the boundaries either. And also it can be setting healthy expectations. If something's new in your life, you know, it's much easier to set up boundaries and expectations in the beginning than it is to sort of change the rules of the game halfway through. I mean, it's still sometimes important, especially if you realize like, oh, this person doesn't necessarily respect boundaries as well as I would hope, so I need to make them a little stronger. Or, you know, but they can always feel like you're changing the rules of the game halfway through and it's unfair, but sometimes it's necessary. But if something's new, then that's a really good time to set the boundaries exactly the way you're hoping they can happen. So there is a sense of acting out of hope and not fear. Keeping it simple. Your mind may convince you that manifesting your destiny is more difficult or complex than it needs to be. Yet, the guidance of the Divine Mother is to keep things simple, do what you can do, let go of everything else. I think we touched on that at the beginning. Do what you can do, let go of everything else. There are things you can control and things you can't control. You're not going to be able to control a rumor mill, but you can, right? You can control yourself, if that. So, yeah, do what you can do, let go of everything else. And very simple. I love it. All right, this was like a little quiet, contemplative reading, and then boom, the light came in, and it was very exciting. So I hope this was helpful for you. Please do enjoy the sunshine when it comes. Enjoy the summer and the spring. So talk to you guys later. Bye.